Welcome back to Carscope. Today, we're diving deep into the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S, exploring every detail, from its refreshed design and new features to its staggering performance figures and how it truly feels to drive. Buckle up, because this one's a masterpiece of engineering. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we've got plenty more in-depth car reviews coming your way. Now, let's get into it. The moment you see the 2026 911 Turbo S, you know it's something special. Porsche hasn't completely reinvented the look, they never do, but they've evolved it just enough to make it fresh while keeping that unmistakable 911 DNA intact. The proportions remain classic: long hood, short rear deck, and those wide muscular haunches that give the car such a purposeful stance. But there's something new about the 2026 model. The lines are crisper, the surface is cleaner, and the aerodynamics more advanced than ever. At the front, the car now wears a redesigned bumper that integrates active air intakes capable of adjusting in milliseconds depending on speed and cooling needs. The headlights, still proudly mounted high on the fenders, now feature Porsche's latest HD Matrix LED system, a 32,000 micro LEDs per side, offering astonishing precision in how they shape the beam pattern. They even adapt to curves dynamically, and on dark roads, it's almost as if they can see around corners. The lower splitter has been resculpted for better downforce, and small details like the air curtains around the front wheels reduce drag and improve high-speed stability. It's subtle, but every inch of the design serves a purpose. Move along the side and you begin to appreciate just how refined the Turbo S silhouette has become. The wide body, nearly 2 inches broader than a standard car, gives it that planted, aggressive stance. The flush door handles remain, now re-engineered to pop out faster and sit even more flush when closed. The mirrors have been redesigned for improved aerodynamics, cutting wind noise at speed. New lightweight forged wheels, 21 inches in the rear and 20 up front, come in a diamond cut finish that plays with the light beautifully. Behind them, you'll spot massive carbon ceramic brakes, with calipers finished in that signature Porsche yellow, a subtle hint that this car means serious business. The rear of the 2026 911 Turbo S is where things get truly dramatic. Porsche has refined the rear light bar, now slimmer and stretching across the entire width with a three-dimensional texture that gives it a futuristic glow at night. The active rear wing has been re-engineered to it's larger, lighter, and offers more downforce while generating less drag. Below it, the massive dual exhaust outlets sit in a new diffuser designed to optimize airflow and cooling. The whole rear end looks wider, meaner, and more sculpted, like a piece of functional art designed by both an artist and an aerospace engineer. The 911 Turbo S has always looked fast, even standing still, but this version looks like it's already breaking the sound barrier. Open the door and you are greeted with a cabin that perfectly blends tradition with cutting-edge tech. Porsche interiors have always had a sense of purpose, everything where it should be, every button with a reason to exist, and that's true here, but now with a more digital and minimalist flavor. The center console has been redesigned for better ergonomics, and the gear selector is now a small electronic toggle switch rather than a traditional lever, freeing up space. The dashboard layout is dominated by Porsche's latest curved 12.6-inch digital instrument cluster, fully customizable with classic analog-inspired dials or modern performance data. Beside it sits a 10.9-inch infotainment display powered by Porsche's updated PCM 7.0 system, featuring faster processing, a new interface, and seamless integration with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and even integrated streaming apps like Spotify and Apple Music directly within the system. The materials are world-class. The leather is soft yet durable, the stitching impeccable, and the aluminum and carbon fiber accents feel expensive because they are. Even the way the doors close, that solid, satisfying thud speaks to the obsessive engineering Porsche puts into every 911. The front seats, deeply bolstered yet surprisingly comfortable, offer up to 18-way adjustability with heating, cooling, and massage functions. You could drive this thing across a continent and get out feeling fresh. And despite being a supercar, visibility is excellent, and there's enough space behind the seats for a couple of weekend bags, proving again that the Turbo S is as practical as it is ferocious. Now let's talk about what truly defines this machine: performance. Under that sleek rear deck lid sits a twin-turbocharged 3.8-liter flat-six engine, but for 2026, it's been comprehensively reworked. New turbos with variable geometry, revised intercoolers, and optimized combustion have pushed power up to a staggering 670 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. That's 20 more horses than before, and enough to make this one of the fastest cars Porsche has ever produced. Mated to the brilliantly tuned 8-speed dual-clutch PDK transmission, the Turbo S launches like a missile. Porsche's official numbers claim 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.4 seconds, but independent tests suggest it might even dip closer to 2.2 under ideal conditions. Top speed, 211 miles per hour, and it feels rock solid even as the world blurs around you. What makes the Turbo S so remarkable isn't just the raw speed, it's how composed it remains while delivering it. The all-wheel drive system distributes torque so intelligently that traction feels infinite. The rear axle steering gives it agility that defies physics, as this car can pivot through tight corners with the balance of something half its size. And yet, when you're not chasing lap times, it's calm, civilized, and refined. Switch it into comfort mode and it becomes a grand tourer, soaking up bumps and cruising quietly, thanks to adaptive dampers that read the road 200 times a second. The dual personality is what makes it magical, a car that can obliterate a racetrack in the morning and glide home in the evening like a luxury coupe. Of course, all this engineering brilliance doesn't come cheap. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S starts at around $234,000 in the US, though by the time you add a few desirable options, they may be some custom paint, carbon fiber interior trim, or Porsche's lightweight sport package, you're looking at closer to $260,000 or even more. But here's the thing, when you compare it to what else you can buy for that money, the Turbo S is almost a bargain. It can match or beat cars that cost twice as much, Ferraris, McLarens, even some Lamborghinis, and it can do it while being completely usable every day, in any weather, without drama. Fuel economy isn't the point here, but it's worth noting that Porsche has made small efficiency improvements thanks to better thermal management and mild hybrid assistance on startup. It's not a hybrid in the full sense, but the electrical systems help reduce lag and improve responsiveness. The result is a car that feels more alive, more immediate, and yet somehow more efficient at the same time. Driving the 2026 Turbo S is an experience that borders on surreal. The throttle response is instant, the steering communication telepathic. It's not just about speed, it's about connection. Porsche has somehow managed to make a car filled with technology still feel analog in spirit. You feel every input, every ounce of feedback through the wheel and chassis. It's that connection that keeps enthusiasts coming back to the 911, decade after decade. And yet, it's also the quiet moments that impress. The way the cabin isolates you from noise when cruising, the way the suspension smooths out imperfect roads, the feeling of confidence that comes from knowing this car has more performance than you'll ever need but never feels intimidating. It's an engineering triumph that reminds you that true luxury isn't just about materials, it's about how a car makes you feel. So, after spending time with the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S, what's the verdict? In short, it's everything you expect a Turbo S to be, and more: faster, sharper, more refined, and yet still true to the essence of the 911 lineage. Porsche hasn't tried to reinvent the wheel, instead, they've perfected it. This car stands as the ultimate evolution of the combustion-powered 911, a celebration of what Porsche can achieve when they chase perfection without compromise. For those lucky enough to own one, it's not just a car, it's a statement that says you value precision, craftsmanship, and the joy of driving above all else. For everyone else, it remains the benchmark, the standard that other high-performance cars are judged against. That's our deep dive into the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S. Let us know what you think in the comments. Say, is this the ultimate supercar, or would you take something else for the same money? If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest uploads. This is CarScope, and we'll see you in the next one, where we continue exploring the machines that move the world.